Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Simple Knit Podcast. My name is Eleanor, and you can find me on Instagram as Simple Knit Co, and here on YouTube, hanging out and sharing with you all of the things that I have been making. I'm coming to you from Brisbane, Australia. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon. Today was a public holiday here, so I've had a nice, relaxing, long weekend. Kind of just hanging around at home, doing some craft, resting and recharging. It's getting towards, excuse me, the crow. It's getting towards that time of year where we're kind of on the downhill, whatever that was, the downhill speed thing of the year. And so it was nice to just have a relaxing and kind of recharging weekend. I actually did film this morning, but I kind of went about my day, did everything I needed to do, and was sitting down to edit it, and I just seemed real sad. I don't know what it was. My energy was just a bit off, and I've never done this before, but I was actually like, I just seemed a bit sad, and I didn't really want to put like a hostage video looking podcast episode up. Because that's what it seemed like. It seemed like I was being forced to do it against my will, which obviously I'm not going to do. This is my hobby. I'm doing it because it's fun. And I love talking about the things that I've been making. So, I've just done my groceries for the week, which you really needed to know. I've got myself a little adult beverage, and let's talk about some crafty stuff. So, first I'm going to talk about the thing I'm most excited about. So, just putting my drink on the floor. I'm not a sewer at all. I made a pair of boxer shorts in grade 8 home economics. A couple of years ago actually, I sewed some tote bags for my friends for Christmas and embroidered them. But I've never sewn a garment or anything, and I've just watched other podcasters and other people I follow on Instagram make themselves the most amazing clothes. I know my friend Jill from Good Witch Knits has just started sewing, and she's sewed some really gorgeous dresses for herself. If you're doing Jill Watch, I mention her every episode, but that's your count for today. And also my friend Jenna, who is the lady who lunches on Instagram. I don't know if we're friends. I feel like we're friends. She makes so many beautiful outfits. She's just such an inspiration. So I decided, if you can't beat them, join them. So I've sewed my first ever garment. So I'll get up and show you. It's this skirt. And I'll just stand up on my bed so you can see a bit better. It's pretty good for a first go, hey? I think you can tell I'm stoked with it, but it's pretty good for a first go. So the pattern is the pocket skirt from Peppermint magazine. It's a free sewing. Sorry, there's a plane going over now. Plane has gone over. Yes, the pattern for the skirt. It's the pocket skirt from Peppermint magazine. It's a free pattern designed by Paper Theory. And it's an awesome beginner pattern because I'm definitely a beginner. I had to look up YouTube tutorials for how to thread my machine, how to wind my bobbin, all of those things. I had to remind myself how to do all of those things, but once I got going, it was really easy. There weren't too many pieces. The instructions were really self-explanatory. Occasionally I just had to look up what a word meant, but most of the time I could just follow the instructions in the pattern, and it was really simple, and I love it. The fabric is a linen viscose blend that I got from a local online fabric shop called Sewing Gem. If you are in Australia, I think she's actually based in Brisbane from the postage label on the bag. I think she's actually a Brisbane-based web shop. So if you are in Australia and you're looking for some really nice sewing fabric, she's got all different kinds of fabric makeups, but some really beautiful stuff. I think it's quite a recent business venture, so definitely I'll put a link in the show notes down below for you to check it out if you're looking to get some apparel fabric. It's really lovely. And yeah, I can't really talk about what I did because I don't really know what I did. I just followed the instructions. But I'm just so thrilled. Like in one afternoon I made an entire garment, and it's like wearable, and like it doesn't look like, I don't know what you think. It just like, it looks like a nice skirt that you can wear out in public. Sorry about that, my phone's dying. Yeah, it just looks like a nice skirt that you can wear, and yeah, I'm really stoked with that skirt. So I do already have some fabric for another sewing project. It's this amazing black and white checked linen. This is 100% linen, and the pattern I'm going to make with this, I'll link it down below as well. It's another one from the Peppermint Sewing Patterns. It's called the Everyday Dress. It's just like a straight shift dress kind of thing with a sleeves just past the elbow and a little optional waist tie. And I think it will look really cool in this checked fabric. I love a good neutral, so I'm really stoked. Let me know down below, do you sew? Do you have any sewing patterns that you really would think would be good for a super novice baby sewer like me? Sewist, I don't know. I think people don't like sewer because when you write it, it looks like sewer, but I find that kind of funny. So, a little insight into my brain. But yeah, if you've got any beginner sewing patterns, beginner friendly sewing patterns, or like good tutorials or places online to get tips, definitely link them to me down below because I would be very interested. It's very addictive to have a craft that works up so quickly when you think it takes like 100 hours to knit a jumper. To have something where you can have a finished product in an afternoon is kind of mind-blowing to me. But yeah, speaking of knitting, which kind of my thing, I'm not sure if the name of this podcast spoiled that for you, but I have been working on a couple of projects that I will quickly share with you. I think this is going to be quite a quick episode today. I don't have all that much to show you. I do have this sock that I started. It's just a standard stockinette sock. I've got about 20 rows of 2x2 rib and a fish lips kiss heel, and I've done all the stockinette on my 9-inch circulars. So I've got 64 stitches on a 2mm needle, which regular viewers will know is kind of what I always do for my socks. This yarn is from Ashley of Nomadic Yarns. The colorway is called Knit Folk, and it's this really cool combination of colors. Sorry, I've got a bit of sun coming through. I think my favorite color is this like chartreusey grassy green, but it's also got them like a minty color, a burgundy, a taupe, and a dark gray, and they just look really cool together. And I'm just really enjoying working on this sock, and on the little 9-inch circulars, the stockinette just kind of flies. So I probably only cast this on a week ago, which is quite fast for me for knitting a sock. So yeah, really enjoying that. And I'm also still working on my my rose jumper. So, oh, it's here. I knew it was here somewhere. So when I showed this to you last, I think I'd done one sleeve. I've now done both of the sleeves. There you go. And I'm continuing working on the body. So as I said last time we spoke, the reason I had kind of stopped on the body and done the sleeves was that I was very concerned about running out of this main color. Just with like how much I'd done and how much I had to go and the amount of yarn I had, I was just like not optimistic. So I finished the sleeves as completely perfectly as per the pattern, like didn't change anything. And then went back to the body. By the time I got back to the body, I had about a quarter of my main color skein left. So that was about 25 grams. And yeah, I used every single like inch of this main color. I actually, to finish the last row that I did, I had to, on the inside I had one slightly longer end that I actually had to go and like weave in and cut off the end to finish the last like 10 stitches or so. So I really definitely did yarn chicken, and I did technically run out of yarn. So I went back to the body and I knit the length specified in the pattern. I'd kind of weighed and guessed how much yarn I had left. So I did the amount, the length as specified in the pattern, but then when I got to the color transition, I was running a bit short. So the color transition is meant to be the same on the body and sleeve, so you're meant to have these stripes, and you'll see here that I do have one fewer stripes of color transition just because I was running out of yarn. But honestly, because the sleeves are symmetrical and the it's meant to be a little bit off kilter, not the same height all the way across anyway, the sleeve, where the sleeves change color and where the body change color aren't in the same spot anyway. So I don't think it will be it's one of those things that if you know, you know, but if you don't, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, according to the yardage in the pattern, I think I had the yarn that I had was about 20 meters more than the amount specified in the pattern. So I haven't checked my gauge, but I think my gauge is fine. So who knows? Who knows what was going on there? But yeah, sorry, my phone just cut me off. But as I was saying, it's getting hot. I don't really want to leave this languishing until next autumn. I'd rather just kind of get it finished, get it off the needles, and start working on some fun summer projects. If you'd like to know what fun summer projects I have up my sleeve, you can check out the last episode of this podcast where I talked about all of the summer knitting plans that I have that actually might get a little bit sidelined by my summer sewing plans, because love a new obsession in the springtime, love a new craft. So yeah, I really do like this jumper. I think it's really cool. As I said, it's the Roz jumper. Hopefully I will, it's really easy to keep track of the stitch pattern, so hopefully I should get it done. I think I only have probably another 15 centimeters or so to go, so I'm quite a long way through, so shouldn't have too much further to go with that one. So that's kind of everything that I have been working on. As I said, it was going to be a short and sweet kind of update episode today. I do have one last thing to share with you, and that's the book I've been reading. It's really, really good. So it's by Gail Jones, who's a really great Australian author. It's called The Death of Noah Glass. It's a great kind of family story. So basically Noah Glass is the father and he has passed away, and it's the story of his two children who are in their own ways dealing with his death, but also just before he died there'd been suspicion that he'd been involved in an art theft. He was an art historian and he'd been involved in an art theft. So it's the story of his children kind of coming to terms with his death and also trying to figure out whether he was involved in the theft of this art piece. Gail Jones is an amazing author. I've also read her books, 5 Bells and A Guide to Berlin, which are both amazing. Highly recommend. She's a really great Australian author, kind of writing at the moment, and it's one of those authors who's kind of just, everything she writes is kind of better and better. So if you like Deborah Levy, is a comparable international author, like that style of book, I think you would really like Gail Jones. So yeah, I'm really, really thoroughly enjoying reading this as well. So that's about all I have to speak about today. Hopefully this is a slightly more fun vibe than the podcast I recorded this morning. Honestly, it didn't look like I was having fun, and that's why I make these podcast episodes, because it's fun and I love to talk about all the things that I've been making, and I also love to hear what you're making. So write in the comments below, let me know what you're making. Do you sew? Give me sewing pattern recommendations. What are you reading? Do you have any book recommendations? Do you have anything you're looking forward to for the last few months of the year? Yeah, just hit me up down below. Come say hi on Instagram. Always up for a chat. And yeah, I hope you're all keeping safe and well. And as always, I really appreciate the fact that you have taken some time out of your day to hang out and chat about craft with me. So until the next episode, I will catch you around. Bye.